Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have some wild and emotional tea that's got everyone talking. Music producer Timbaland recently admitted something very surprising and honestly pretty disturbing about his feelings for the late singer Aaliyah. So let's take it back a bit. Timbaland and Aaliyah worked closely together back in the 90s. They made some amazing music, and fans loved their creative connection. But behind the scenes, something else was going on. In a past interview, Timbaland said he was actually in love with Aaliyah. But here's the thing, Aaliyah was just a teenager at the time. She was only 16 years old, and Timbaland was 23. Timbaland said that when he realized how he felt, he told himself he couldn't act on it. He said something like, "She's just a baby, I'm old." So instead he tried to see her as a little sister. But he still admitted that he was really fighting his feelings. A lot of fans thought it was super weird and uncomfortable that he felt that way while working with someone so young. But it doesn't stop there. Timbaland also said that the reason he married his wife, whose name is Monique Idlett, is because she looked like Aaliyah. Yes, you heard that right. He literally said, "When I first met my wife, I knew I was going to marry her because she looked like Aaliyah." And guess what? People have looked at pictures and said, yeah, she really does look like her. That just made things even more awkward and made fans question how deep his obsession really was. Now, here's where things get even more heartbreaking. In the weeks before Aaliyah passed away, she wasn't speaking to Timbaland or Missy Elliott, her longtime music partners and close friends. It's been said that they had some kind of falling out. No one knows exactly what happened, but Timbaland admitted that they had an argument and they weren't on good terms when she died. He even said what hurts him the most is that he never got to say sorry. That leads us to the day of Aaliyah's tragic death. On August 22nd, she flew to Miami to work on her music video for Rock the Boat. But then, suddenly, the plan changed. Director Hype Williams made a last-minute decision to move the video shoot to the Bahamas, even though everything they needed was already in Miami. No one really knows why he made that change, and to this day, people still question it. Aaliyah never made it back home. She died in a plane crash after filming the video, and because she was no longer talking to Timbaland or Missy at the time, it just made everything even sadder. So Aaliyah wasn't on speaking terms with Timbaland or Missy Elliott before her tragic death, and no one really knows why. But some fans have been putting the pieces together, and the theories are pretty shocking. One of the biggest questions people have is this: did Timbaland's secret feelings for Aaliyah cause their friendship to fall apart? It's not a wild idea. He openly admitted that he had romantic feelings for her, even though she was still a teenager. And even if he never acted on those feelings, it still could have made things super uncomfortable between them. Some fans believe Aaliyah probably found out how Timbaland felt, and that's what led to the distance between them. They think maybe she didn't feel the same way, or she just didn't want to deal with that kind of attention, especially since she had already been through so much with other older men in the industry. And honestly, who could blame her? By that time, Aaliyah had already been hurt by people who were supposed to protect her. Everybody knows about her controversial relationship with R. Kelly, who was way older than her. It's been reported that R. Kelly even got her pregnant when she was still underage, and then married her in secret to cover it up. He allegedly did that so she wouldn't have to testify against him in court. But it doesn't stop there. Here's where things get even more messed up. R. Kelly was also allegedly hooking up with Aaliyah's own mum. Yeah, you heard that right. According to a woman named Lisa Van Allen, R. Kelly himself said that after Aaliyah went to sleep, he would go into the living room and do things with her mum on the couch. Aaliyah was in the bedroom, asleep, while all this was going on. If the story is true, it's absolutely heartbreaking and gross. And what's even worse is that people believe Aaliyah's family knew what was going on. Her uncle Barry once admitted in an interview that he thought Aaliyah's mum knew more than she let on. Like, she may have known what R. Kelly was doing and just stayed silent. That made people even more upset because Aaliyah was so young, and the adults around her were supposed to protect her, not hand her over to people like that. When fans look back at all of this, it makes sense why Aaliyah might have cut Timbaland off. She could have been tired of grown men in the industry trying to be more than friends or co-workers. Maybe she saw the signs early and just didn't want to deal with it anymore. It's really sad to think about. And even though Timbaland never said what the fight was about, people wonder if it had something to do with those weird feelings he had for her. And maybe even the fact that he married someone who looked just like her. That's not something most women would feel okay about, especially if they thought of you as a brother. So far, we've talked about Timbaland's secret love for Aaliyah, their falling out, and the disturbing things that happened with R. Kelly and even Aaliyah's own family. But believe it or not, there were even more men in the music industry trying to get close to her, and some of them were huge stars. One of those people was Jay-Z. Yes, Jay-Z, who was already a big deal back then, was reportedly trying to date Aaliyah. A person who went to one of Jay-Z's parties said he saw Jay getting super close to Aaliyah that night. According to this person, Jay-Z was all over her, hugging her, flirting, and acting like he really wanted to be with her. At the time, people thought maybe they were just friends or working on music together, but now it seems like it may have been more than that. But here's where it gets awkward. Aaliyah was already dating Damon Dash, who just so happened to be Jay-Z's business partner and friend. So basically, both men were into the same woman and didn't even know it at first. Damon Dash later said he didn't realize Jay-Z was trying to talk to Aaliyah until it was already too late. He said everybody was trying to get to Aaliyah and that Jay was going extra hard to impress her. Dame Dash and Aaliyah did end up in a relationship, and he said he truly fell in love with her because she was just that cool. But what really broke his heart was what happened after she passed. Even though he was grieving, Jay-Z went ahead and released a full album with R. Kelly, the same man who had hurt Aaliyah deeply in the past. Dame felt like it was a huge betrayal and made it clear that Aaliyah would never have been okay with that. At this point, fans are starting to wonder, was every man around Aaliyah just trying to get something from her? Was there anyone she could actually trust? Timbaland never said he made a move on her in public, but what if something happened behind the scenes that we still don't know about? He says he loved her, but did he ever cross a line? And if he did, could that be the real reason Aaliyah cut him off before her death? And let's not forget Missy Elliott. She was one of Aaliyah's closest friends, but even she has never explained why they stopped talking. Some people believe she's hiding the truth, especially since she still posts tributes to Aaliyah like nothing ever happened, and fans are starting to call her out for it. People still leave comments on Missy's posts asking her to finally speak up about what really went down. They want to know the truth. And maybe, just maybe, she knows more than she's letting on. But here's the thing that changes everything. What if someone close to Aaliyah had a reason to stay quiet? Stay glued, like, share and subscribe for more juicy celebrity news.